Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. The Omega Constellation has a long history. First launched in 1952, it was a chronometer-certified dress watch flagship for the whole Omega brand. A major redesign in 1982 witnessed the birth of what's known as the Manhattan style, also known as the Griffin Claw Constellation, with griffin claws, or griffes, bracketing the dial on each side. Redesigns in the mid-1990s brought the Griffin Claw Constellation right up to the cusp of the 21st century, and the collection expanded in 2003 with what we have right here, the Double Eagle collection, a sportier constellation built on the Manhattan platform. So what we have here is a stainless steel Constellation Double Eagle co-axial chronometer. It's 38 millimeters in diameter, 11.2 millimeters thick, and from link to link, the distance across the wrist is 48.2 millimeters, though it wears a bit larger than that. And I'm going to show you why. On my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, you can see the watch wears well, but it's bigger and broader than you'd expect from a 38. This is nothing like a 38 millimeter round case. There's a little bit of a fight and a flare and a rigidity to the bracelet and a span to the case. That means this watch really wears more like a 41 or 42 millimeter round watch. So while it's flat enough to fit underneath the dress cuff, it is broad. You can see that from over the top and down the barrel. I'm even going to recommend that you not wear this watch on a wrist smaller than 15 centimeters circumference. So this is a good fit. My wrist at 16 centimeters is getting right down to the wire of what is acceptable. And you can see why that is. The bracelet has a lot of flare and fight to it. You can't pull it straight down. See how it creates this curvature as you pull it out and away and then finally down and in, away from the lugs? Well, a fully flexible strap or bracelet's going to pull down just like this. So on a watch that has that rigidity, and you'll see this on a lot of integrated bracelet sports watches, you have to think of them as bigger timepieces, which is why I'm saying 15 centimeters circumference, really 16 or larger is ideal here. But it's beautifully made. There's an integration of bracelet into lug profile that was a downright revolutionary at the time. Not that it hadn't been seen before, but this type of style wouldn't truly hit its stride until 2018, 19, 20. So in 2003, the Double Eagle as a fully integrated sports watch was a bit ahead of its time. You can also see that we have a lovely combination of transversely satinated primary links with little polished bevels on their edges, and then we have these intermediate links in high polish, and they're countersunk into each other, so there's no daylight or gap between the links of the bracelet. The individual links are all removable. You can see that they're removable because each one has a pin and a sleeve security system. So you can size this with a block and a punch, and you can see there is an intermediate sized link on each side for fine-tuning the fit. We have a double folding clasp. It's a sequential fold, so one side closes before the other. Twin trigger release. And then we have the little yellow gold Omega logo inset. Remember, this watch is bigger than 38 millimeters. It wears much larger, but it also has the wrist presence to go with it, and that's the upside of a watch that wears larger. It looks bigger. It has a dramatic presence, and the watch has the desirable quality of looking more expensive than it is. There's a combination of different satinations on the case. You can see vertical satination on the sides. There's transverse satination on the top. There's a circular concentric satination on the bezel, which features outer engraved Roman numerals, including a watchmaker's 4. The Griffin claws, that legacy of 1982, still present and correct. Here they're polished for contrast, and they act sort of as overriders. We have a crown. It is a push-down crown and has a little Omega logo on it. The watch is 100 meters water resistant, so again, a very sporty watch. Though Double Eagle is a term related to sinking the ball under par in golf, I recommend you not use this watch to play golf. That's the case with most mechanical watches, but you're definitely good to wear it while swimming. It's automatic winding, it's stainless steel, it's 100 meters water resistant, and it is surprisingly well loomed with double indices at the quarters to make it easy to read the watch in the dark. It's an upscale look. You can see that the individual indices are rhodium plated steel and polished with sharp facets. We have modified Dauphine style hands fluted down the center. And then we have a lovely counterweighted lancet-style seconds hand. We also have a silver sunburst that emanates out from underneath the hands, and an applied Omega logo and marquee with a frame for the date window to match. There's a little star down there, a signature of the old school constellation, to remind you that the originals were observatory certified chronometers. And you can see that vintage constellation script just underneath the minute hand right there. That dates back to 1952. We're going to turn the watch over and take a look at the reverse side as best I can on a watch with a closed bracelet. So you can see here, this is caliber 2500B, which is the coaxial chronometer adaptation of the Omega chronometer caliber 1120, which is itself a modified version of the ETA 2892A2. So that's where this movement comes from. This is the Bravo version of the 2500. It's an automatic winder with bidirectional winding action, and whereas the standard 1120 has a 44-hour power reserve, this one has a 48-hour power reserve. It is free sprung for greater durability and shock resistance, adjusted in 5 positions. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, and it is a movement that features both a quick set for the date and a hacking seconds function, so you can stop the watch and set it to a reference time. All of this pivots on 27 joules, and the 2500 was the first of the Omega calibers to emerge in the coaxial era back in 1999, so it's a historically important piece. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.